Amanda, and I am going to teach you guys how to paint a tiger. So mine is going to be a little bigger than yours because I want you guys to be able to see it. But the first thing you guys are going to need, and I'm going to put it this way so you can see my picture and not me. You need to get your paint out. So if you want to keep it in your little containers, that's okay. And then if you want to, you can just mix it on the plate. I have mine on my plate, but I will also do some mixing. And I have my paper towel and I have my 2 brushes. So the first thing we are going to do is everybody is going to get your skinny tipped brush, and we are going to go over all the black of the tiger. And so my first step, I'm going to dip my paintbrush in water and dip it in black. And so this part right here, it doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to go over it again. So this is not the only time that we are going to go over all of the stripes on this canvas. But we are just going to go over some of the black so we can get an idea of what we're painting and what we want our fun tiger to look like. And you guys see sometimes how you're running across it being the canvas, like when you paint over it, kind of shows that there's white little spots showing. Just make sure to get your paintbrush wet again. So I will dip it in water a little bit and a little bit at a time. I'm hoping you guys can see me. And this is a new setup, so if you guys can't see me, I hope I can figure it out. So we're just going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going. Point of this is just to kind of get a little bit of detail of our tiger while we're painting. And some of you guys are probably already thinking, oh, I can't do this. Oh, this is going to be hard. I don't ever paint anything perfect. So you see how my painting is kind of not pretty and not straight. There are some people that want to paint their tiger stripes really straight and really pretty, and that's okay. That's why I left it blank so you could. I am not a really pretty, really straight kind of person. I like to leave my stuff kind of messy and jagged, and both ways are pretty. Both ways are pretty. So now I'm starting on the head, where the middle is pretty important to your tiger because you want all of this right here in the middle. And whenever we start painting our orange and we go over some of it, we actually will go back with our black again at the very end and go over it again. So now I say so a lot. I noticed that. And I always think I'm going to stop saying it, and then I say it again. Let's count how many times I say so with this during this paint instruction. All right, so now, now we're on the head, and we're still going over all the pretty little details. And if you think that you missed a spot, like see right here, it's kind of just a little messy, that's okay, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It really doesn't. It's going to be super fun, super pretty, and I will help you guys every step of the way. Okay, right now we are still in the middle of the head. So right here is an upside down V. we really need to get that detail, because that is one of the important parts of the tiger. So go ahead and just kind of get your V the way you can. My V. And I will more than likely go over mine again and do some more different details to it. But you guys can do whatever you want and however you want. So we're still going over our lines. Now, and I'm going to say this again, you guys can make this as messy or as smooth and pretty as you want. So if you guys want to make all your lines really smooth and straight and pretty, go for it. I can't wait. I would love to see it, okay? Go for it. Okay, so now we're still brush kind of stopped being straight on me, so I changed brushes for a second, but we are still using a tipped brush so we can make all the details that you guys want. In all the things we need. And see, I'm not making mine extra smooth and extra beautiful. I'm just scrunching them on there. And you might get your hand on your painting. If you do, try not to get it all over your painting, because it will, in fact, get black everywhere. So here we go. I'm going to start down here. And see how I'm just kind of scratching mine up? That's kind of the look that I want mine to have, though. So if that's not the look that you want yours to have, you can change it up. But I'm still dipping mine in water, so it kind of smooths it out just a little bit. Okay, so we've got that. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Of you guys, I just kind of, if you're wondering why I drew them out for you, I drew them out for you because this was the first time we did this, and I wanted to make sure all of you guys had enough time to do it. And if we drew it from scratch, it would take a little bit longer. So I just wanted to draw it out this time. And if you guys ever want to do one from scratch, I would be more than happy to do that and do it from scratch with you guys too. So we're still doing stripes, and we're getting to where we can finish up. It's kind of how you guys want it to look right now. Love it. I don't do all of it. So right here, we are going to make sure our brush is really, really wet, and we're going to smooth this one out. And if it doesn't cover it up completely, dip it in your black again and smooth it out. And it's going to be thicker than any of the other smooth lines that we are going to do. So we're going to smooth it out, dip it in some water. Smooth that's kind of even. And then we're just going to go ahead and just kind of give it just a little bit of detail right now. Not a lot, because we're going to go back through and do some more, but just a little bit. Around the nose right here, we're not going to color the nose, we're just going to go around it. See, and we have to go pretty slow when we do it, but if you mess up, I always say there's no mess ups. I actually painted this yesterday for the first time, and whenever I was painting it, I got sidetracked and forgot that I wasn't supposed to be painting the nose, so I actually painted the nose. So it's definitely okay if you paint the nose. We're just trying not to. We're going to go around it really light. We just want a really light piece right here. And then right here, I'm going to go like this. And then right here, I'm going to go like this. Okay. My brush and going back and forth, really scratchy. Really, really scratchy. And then we are going to kind of bring out our lines like this, kind of making it look just a little 3D. And then right here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring it around and kind of make it look a little 3D. Okay, and then we are going to come back right here, see, and give it a little bit more scratchy scratch. It's coming along, right? It's looking good. It's looking good. You guys are doing great. I just know it. I wished we, I like Zoom because I really, really like to see what you guys are doing. And so that's why I really, really, really like to do Zoom. I figured out. Now, I just dotted that a little bit. And then right here, I'm just going to dot a couple of those. And then down here, we're just going to dot a couple of these, and it's not a lot. We're just barely doing it. Okay, so now we're getting to where, and then right here I'll just do just a little bit of it, because I don't do it all. I don't do it all. And I'm not, see, I'm being pretty sloppy at it too, so it's not, I'm not going around it very, very much. Okay, so now just lightly, we're just gonna go around this part, just to show that this is here, because that's not going, this is gonna be a different color down here. We'll have just a little bit of it, but for the most part, it's gonna be a different color. So, then right here, we're gonna keep it going. Give him a little bit of definition right here. Okay. Okay, so now, this is what we have so far. Now we're gonna go and do around the eyes, and then we're gonna start doing some of the orange, and then we're going to come back through, okay? So here, I'm gonna come down and do this eye and make sure to dip it in the water. So it, cause right here I will do try to do pretty straight because I'll have to get my eye pretty round. I don't know about you guys, but I am not very good at making circles. And if you guys are, I am impressed, but I am not. Definitely am not. So we're just gonna keep on painting. Gonna just go right here, keep on doing the definition right here. Gonna keep it coming right here. And then keep coming right here. So that's most of the definition I'm going to have right here. And see how mine's not as dark? I'm not worrying about how dark it is because I will come back through and give it some more detail here in just a little bit, okay? And then while you're doing this, you can kind of go through and see if there's anything that you feel like you want to fix or you didn't want it to be there, so we need to cover it up, and that's totally okay. That is totally okay. So here we go. Here is the next part. I'm going to go around this eye. Make sure it's wet, but not too wet, because if you make it too wet, then it's going to bleed onto your other stuff, and you definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. But even if it does, like I've said, don't make any mistakes, because there's no mistakes, because I can help you fix anything. Yes, I can. I can definitely help you fix stuff. So don't you worry your little beautiful mind. Okay, here we go. And then, so we've got that part. And then we are going to connect this. I'm going to come under. I'm actually going to hold it like this so I can paint it, because I feel like I'm getting everything wet. Yes, I do. All right, so now we are still painting the black, and I want to say, if you guys know who Bob Ross is, say happy lines, happy lines. We're painting beautiful black happy lines. Let's have fun. Art is fun and happy. I said the other day, he's the happiest person I've never met, because every time you heard him talking, he was always so happy and so awesome. So happy. So we're just going to scrunch this part up because we forgot to, well, I forgot to do this part. So we're just going to bring it back and come back around. And we're going to kind of come up and do this part. And like so I have some black right there that I didn't really want there, and I can fix that, and it's okay, because I'll fix it later and it'll be just fine. You know what I mean? All right, so here we go. We have this part right here, and then we have, it's kind of coming. It's gonna kind of look 3D right here. It's kind of what the look we're going for right now. And then we're going to bring the eye out just a little bit and do this part. Okay, and then we'll just do a couple little spots underneath it. Okay, and then right here, we're gonna do, we'll do like just a couple little spots, like that's right here. And it doesn't have to be like perfect, because mine aren't perfect at all. So we're just kind of trying to give it some detail. And now we're going to go back to this eye, and right here I'm going to do the rest of this. Kind of bring it back over here. Give it like a little bit texture right there. Kind of bring in this side down. We just connected it. All right. And connecting it. So now we are done with the black for right now. So right now we're done with the black, and we're going to start putting a little bit of orange on it, and then we'll go back through and do some more black. So make sure your brush is clean. And now we have our little, everybody should have like a squared one or like a little bigger squared one. And so I am going to get my plate, and if you guys didn't dump yours in, you guys have a plate. So I'm going to get some orange and put it right here. I'm going to get some brown. I'm going to mix it, okay? I'm actually going to grab a little bit of red too and mix it. But then I'm going to do it again, and I'm just going to do it with brown. But I'm not cleaning my brush. I'm not cleaning my brush because you don't have to clean your brush for things like that. This is going to be our, what we are shading with, and that's what we are going to use right now. And if you want it to be a little lighter or a little darker, if lighter, you would add orange, darker, you would add brown, okay? And I will have a couple different shades. I always say you can't have too many shades. And then I'll actually mix these two together too. And I just mix it with my brush. That's all I do, is mix it with my brush. And then I'll bring some orange over here. It doesn't have anything in it, and now we'll get started. So now we are going to kind of bring my brown, bring it around right here. And if you feel like you need your smaller brush, you most definitely can, because I'm probably going to start using my smaller brush here in just a second. Actually, I am going to use mine. There we go. And then we're gonna bring it around like this. And we're gonna go back over this with orange, so it's okay. This is just going to be kind of some details we're giving, and if you get it in some black that's not dry and you can't get it to blend, then we will, you go and you wipe it off, and then you get orange just to put over it. So try to make sure your black is pretty dry before you start doing what I'm doing, because what I just did is I did it, and I actually wanted to show you guys how to fix it anyways. So now, because black, it's a pretty potent color, we're gonna take it and wipe it off just a little bit, okay? And if it's not dry, then we would have to put some white over it, but it is dry. So now I'm going to get the light orange, and I'm gonna put over that right now. And then when it dries, I will do something with it, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and do it over here to this side too. So it's the same, okay? All right, so now we are still going down like this because we're still doing some of our shading. And then we'll come back in and we will do some of the lighter part. So just gonna keep going, and just like I said, you can get on the black because we are going to fix the black here in a little bit. So I like to lighten my stuff up with yellow. So I just put yellow in some of my orange, okay? See, and now I'm going to go around the nose with some orange and yellow to go with the brown and orange that I just did. So now I just did that, and then I'm gonna put some right here too. So now it's giving a little bit of a contrast, but we're still blending. Yes, we are still blending. All right, so now we're going to bring some of it over this way, and then we're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna come over here, and I think some of mine are still black, so that's gonna be kind of hard for me. Just a little bit hard, yep. So mine is definitely still wet, which is fine. It's just gonna be one of my shading points now. So now we're just gonna go over this one more time with some of my brown, giving it the kind of shade that I want, because we are trying to shade the nose right now. I'm gonna go dip it back into some of my yellow and bring over here because it's lighter. Gonna dip it back into some of my yellow right over here because it's lighter. I just went over that black lines, and I will definitely go fix it here in a little bit, and then that'll be dandy dandy. There we go. There we go. We're going to put a little bit right here. And don't worry, we will go over these lines again. We will definitely go over them again. We are just merely shading right now. Going back over the nose again. Kind of give that light spot that I like, and then a little bit over it. Now we're gonna start going around these lines, and it is a tight fit, but we're going to go around these, and we still are, don't forget, we are going to go around all the black again, so if you get on it, it's okay. So I just took my small brush and I was going through and kind of like giving it a little bit of texture. And even though we're going to go back over with some of the black lines, I was just giving it just a little bit of texture because I kind of thought it looked cool with some texture with some yellow. So we're just going ahead and giving it some texture, going around the eyes. Then we're going to start going around the ears. Remember, I don't do anything not sloppy. I do all mine pretty sloppy and crunchy. So it's kind of how I'm gonna continue to do my process. And so I'm going to come back again. Go back around it. And then with my dry brush down here, because I'm not doing a lot of orange down this way, I'm not cleaning my brush and I'm not putting more paint on it, but I'm just dry brushing it. You see that? How it's just kind of lightly done. I'm just dry brushing that, and I'm going to dry brush some right here and dry brush some right here. And if you get out of the lines, that's okay, because at the end we're going to do something really, really cool that it's not going to matter if we're out of the lines or not, because you're not going to be able to tell. No, you're not. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to put a little bit of white right here. See? And a little bit of white right here. That kind of gives it, just a little bit of character under the eyes. And I'm doing that with my little detailed brush. And I'm going to go and do it on the other side too. So we don't want a whole lot, because you just want a little bit to show that we've got some white under the eye. And like I remember telling you guys, I don't do anything really smooth and pretty very much. So I get kind of quiet whenever I start doing the really, really smooth stuff. And then we're going to go around. We're just going to go ahead and go around this spot right now while we're down here. And then we'll go over the black whenever we here in just very shortly. Okay, so we are getting there. So now I'm taking my small brush again and adding some yellow orange to it, and then I'm just going to go under this again and just kind of give it some, I'm giving it some detail. So what I just did to that eye, and now I'm going to come right here and I'm going to do the same thing. I did it in my yellow orange, and I'm just kind of blending it with what I just did. See how I just blended that? My orange and yellow, and then you just go and just kind of blend it. We're going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And bring it all the way down. And I am hitting some of the black, and that's okay, because it actually brings it character. So bringing it down. And then we are going to start right here and keep it coming. Still the yellow and orange, and maybe a little bit of brown. And I like to do it scratchy. This is my favorite way a tiger looks. So if you guys don't like to do it scratchy and want to, I would love to see a picture of it. I really would. So I'm coming around. Still giving it some of that detail. Okay, now we're going to keep going over it like a little bit of the orange. We still have to go up top. Orange and yellow. Orange and yellow. And it's okay if you get on the black. It's okay. Because we are going to fix it. Don't go over the black where you can't see it, because, I mean, we're definitely going to fix the black. This is just kind of what we do, just to kind of give it some more detail. Now I grabbed some of the yellow, orange to kind of lighten it up, and then I'm going to grab some of the brown one and bring up here, kind of go around the ear, kind of go around the ear. I'm gonna go around the ear right here. And we use yellow a lot too, because yellow and orange is a big part of a tiger. It really is. We're giving it detail right now. That is what we are doing. And then I'm going to go back through and I'm putting some more orange on the head. And a lot of it's dry. Like, I am giving it the texture dry brush look right now. That part was still wet. There we go. Okay. And then we're gonna go just right here around the eyes a little bit. Right here on the eyes, just a little bit. Right here, we're going to give it just a little bit of texture. And come back through and give it some more orange. And come back and do over here. Do this spot. Okay, now we are getting to where we are getting close to going back and like doing white and the other spots. So we're gonna do white and then the rest of the black. We're not gonna make this very, very dark. This one's gonna be like this. So now we're just going to try to see if there's any more orange up here that we need to do before we start. I was waiting on a couple places to dry because it was still, my paint was still kind of wet, and so I needed to wait just a second for it to dry. But as you guys see, like, I'm just dabbing. Like right now, I'm just dabbing, I'm not blending. So I don't want you guys to think like it's like some hard thing to do, because I really am just dabbing. This is the fun part, because we can dab and it's like, oh yeah, I'm painting, I'm just dabbing, this is fun. So we're just gonna keep on going. And then we're gonna do a little bit right here. We've got a little bit right here, so because this part's gonna be white. All right, and so right here, I'm still going to take my orange, do a little bit of yellow and a little bit of brown, and then I am going to kind of come around here and just give it a little bit of, and I have my square brush, like I'm not doing like just like crazy detailed texture, that kind of stuff. Like I definitely have my big brush, and we're going to just kind of bring it out, and then grab a little bit of the brown, then we're going to go underneath it, and then we're going to go underneath it right here. We're going to go just underneath it like this. And I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of shadow, because you'll see here in just a second what we're going to do with it, and it's really cool. So I'm still just taking the brown and kind of going around it right now. And then take some more and go like this. So we're starting that because you'll see what we're going to do here in a second, and it's really, really cool. So go ahead and clean your brush really, really good, because we're going to do some white. There's actually just a little spot that I missed right here. And you don't want it to have a lot, so it's just definitely going to be dry brushed. And then we just kind of like come down here and just dry brush just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're just going over it with just a little bit of dry brush. Just kind of giving it some color. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing kind of right here. Just going to kind of give it some dry brush color, because here we're going to go over it with white, and the majority of it's going to be white. So yes, it is. All right. Okay, so now we are pretty much almost there. All right, so white. Here we go, white. White always just kind of makes it pop for me, but if you do it wrong, then it will definitely blend and do all that stuff. So we're just going to take it around, and we're kind of going like this right now. taking it around, going out. Just kind of giving it just a little bit of detail. Kinda gonna go like that, just a tad. And then whenever we clean it up with the black, you will see just what I'm doing. All right, so now we're going to come right here, coming around it like this. And then we've got some right here. I'm using the tip of my squared brush I gave you guys, and I'm going on the tip, the corner of it. Here we go. And then we are going to go ahead and do some of that. Okay, we're about to go over it with the white. All right, so what else? We are going to go over it with the black now, and you are going to see a huge difference in your tiger, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to go over some spots with the black, and then we are going to do the eyes. So we're going to start at the top. Just easier to always start at the top. Okay, we're finish these and make sure whenever you're trying to go over something, you have water on it. Now I'm still not going to make my pieces very smooth and pretty, but I am going to go over my black to make it pop and stand out. So up here there's some little spots on an ear that you do, and kind of go over this ear. All right, gonna go over this ear. Going. Oh, and then we have the dots that you definitely have to make, because we went over that, and we went over this black. Everything you went back over, but when you do, it really, really looks good. Tiger's mouth always is a little bigger, so you always make the black just a little bit wider. Then we're going to a little bit of whiskers down here. Some more dots. The black. The black. And then we've got the ear. We've got to go back over. Right, like the under eye, like that's like one of the main parts, and then up on the top is the most important parts that we're going to go back over. And all the other ones, it kind of looks cool that we just kind of mixed it, you know, because it just kind of gives it some character, that it's kind of giving it a little bit of a flare. Okay, kind of bringing it out, bringing that. And a lot of this I'm still just dry brushing, so I'm not dipping mine in a whole lot of water because I like the messy effect. But you guys can do whatever you like, and I bet it'll be cool no matter what. Here's the part that I was telling you that I put a few dots right here just to kind of give it some detail. Count. To do the eyes, nose, and show you like the really cool part we're gonna do on the outside. Okay, so I've got a few more places that I've got to do so it looks smoothed out, but for the most part, we are done. And you see how I'm kind of like flaring that out? See how I'm flaring that out? It actually looks cool whenever you flare it out. It gives it a little bit of character. Like whenever we're going over the lines, it still kind of gives it like a little bit of that crazy like tiger vibe. Still beautiful, but a little bit wild. That's what I like. I like them wild. All right, so we are going to go over his nose and his eyes. His eyes, we are going to make yellow. Told you I'm not very good at awesome, beautiful detail. So, can't wait to see what you guys do. So, and then the nose, we're just going to do a little bit of white and some pink. And some red to make pink. That's too pink for me, so I'm going to get a little bit more white. Crazy pink. Now I'm going to go over that with black because the detail on the nose is very important. I'm kind of trying to make that kind of, like a grayish color, so that's why I went over it with the white. I'm kind of doing that just a little bit, just to kind of see. Okay. Last and final part, we're going to finish the eye. And then we're going to put just a little bit of like a whitish brown color in it. Just kind of give it a little bit of a shadow in the eye. Now, the back of it, like the outside of it. So see how I still have orange on my brush? That's perfectly fine because I'm about to show you something we're going to do. Oh, that's too much water though. Try to wipe off the water because we definitely don't want water on it. But we're about to have some fun with this background. So we're going to take our squared brush and we are going to just kind of act like it's a palette knife, okay? You can put it in yellow and orange and just kind of act like it's a palette knife. And I'm going to do it in some white. And then in some places you can do it thicker or more. Some places you can do it less. You can put it in some of the brown. You know what I mean? So I have it in some of the brown right here. Okay, so here we go. So I'm still got different colors. And I'm just going all the way around. And it does give it like a abstracty wild feel, but still looks fun. Now I did just paint over an ear, so I might have to go over and do a little bit of a recon whenever I get done. A little bit of but that's fine. So I'm just going to keep on going. See, how fun is this? We could stick it in some white. Kind of just keep it going. All right. So here is my tiger. I hope you guys had fun and liked it. And the very last thing you do is you always sign it. So get your small brush, okay? Put it in some water. And then you give yourself a signature because it is your tiger. You painted it, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you later.